A parent's worst nightmare isn't always a stranger lurking in the shadows. Sometimes it's someone they already know, someone they once trusted, someone who is supposed to love and protect their child. In the summer of 2018, 5-year-old Tatianna Bijou Cuevas boarded a plane from Ontario, Canada. She was going on vacation with her father. At least, that's what everybody believed. The trip was supposed to last 2 weeks, but she never came home. This is the mystery of Tatianna Bijou Cuevas.
This is Rabbit Hole Radio.
Welcome back to Rabbit Hole Radio. My name is Megan. Today, we're diving into a case that has haunted a family for years and raises difficult questions about trust, custody battles, and how a child can seemingly disappear without a trace. As always, this video is intended to raise awareness and discuss public available information. Now, let's begin. Before she became the focus of an international missing person investigation, Tatianna was simply a little girl growing up in Ontario, Canada. She was born in August 2012. She was described as bright, energetic, and full of personality. Like most children her age, her world revolved around family, routines, and the people she trusted the most. But behind the scenes, there was ongoing custody issues between her parents. In 2017, Tatiana's mother, Kirsten Allen, was granted full custody. But despite this, Tatiana's father still maintained visitation rights and remained a part of her life. Then came the summer of 2018. A vacation was planned, an itinerary was provided, travel consent forms were signed. Everything seemed to be in order. What nobody knew was that this trip would become the last confirmed chapter of Tatiana's life in Canada. On July 29th, 2018, Tatiana left Canada with her father John Cuevas. There was a schedule provided, there was travel plans, and there was a return date. Tatiana and her father John were supposed to return August 12th. At least, that was the plan. As the days passed, investigators later learned that Tatiana and her father had traveled through multiple countries. They had been to Paris, Dubai, and Nigeria. The journey covered thousands of miles. Then, on August 4th, surveillance footage reportedly captured the pair at the airport in Togo, a small country in West Africa. This would become one of the most significant moments in the entire case, because it was the last confirmed sighting. After that, nothing. No verified photographs, no confirmed public appearances, no clear trail. It's as if they vanished. August 12th arrived, the day Tatiana was supposed to come home, but she didn't. Hours passed, then days, still nothing. No arrival, no explanation, no communication that could account for the missed return. 2 days later, Tatiana was officially reported missing. What had begun as a family vacation was now an international missing child investigation. And investigators quickly realized they might be dealing with something far more serious than a misunderstanding. As authorities dug deeper, concerns grew. On August 21st, a Canada-wide warrant was issued for John Cuevas. The investigation expanded rapidly. Local police became involved, federal authorities became involved, international agencies became involved, resources were deployed across multiple countries. Despite the growing attention, answers still remain elusive. Investigators reportedly believe John may have used aliases. The possibility that the trip had been carefully planned became impossible to ignore. Every lead generated new questions. Where were they staying? Who was helping them? Were they still moving? Or had they already settled somewhere under different identities? Years later, many of those questions remain unanswered. Cases involving international parental abductions are uniquely different. Unlike stranger abductions, the child often willingly travels with the person taking them. That's because the child trusts them. The child feels safe and doesn't even realize anything is wrong. Once multiple countries become involved, investigations can become incredibly complicated. Each country has different legal systems, different governments, different priorities. Every border that is crossed creates another obstacle. Every passing day makes the search harder. And every year that passes changes what the missing child looks like. For investigators, the challenge isn't just finding the child, it's finding the right place to look. As months turned into years, public attention inevitably shifted elsewhere. But for Tatiana's family, the search never stopped. Birthdays passed, holidays came and went. Milestones that should have been celebrated became painful reminders of time lost. Somewhere in the world, Tatiana was growing up. She was out there learning how her world works. She was changing, getting older. But nobody outside of those closest to her knew where she was. And that uncertainty is one of the most heartbreaking aspects of this case. Nearly 8 years later, several questions remain. Where is Tatiana today? Does she know she's considered a missing child? Has her name been changed? Does she still live with her father? Did anyone assist in helping them disappear? And I think this is one of the most difficult questions of it all. Does somebody out there know exactly where she is? Sometimes these type of cases don't get solved because evidence is missing. Sometimes they're unsolved because the right person hasn't come forward yet. As of today, Tatiana Bijou Cuevas would be a teenager, old enough to have her own interests, her own personality, her own dreams. Yet, the mystery surrounding her disappearance remains unresolved. If this case sounds familiar, if you've seen Tatiana or her father, or if you know any information that can help investigators, contact the appropriate authorities listed below. Even the smallest detail could matter, because somewhere, a family is still waiting for answers, and somewhere, a little girl boarded a plane in 2018 and still hasn't come home. If you found this story important, considering sharing this video to keep the awareness alive. This has been Rabbit Hole Radio. See you in Tuesday's video.